Witcher, a TV series based on a book series based on Eastern European folk tales, which was created by Netflix to compete with the now dead and buried Game of Thrones TV show. I really like this TV series for more than just the nudity. No, really, I do. This show has great acting, good world building, badass fight sequences, and mediocre costume design, which is really all you can ask for in a fantasy adaptation. This show stars Superman, rocking Amelia Clark's wig, a sexy goth chick with daddy issues, and a little girl who screams a lot, and is the chosen one. We start off the first episode with Geralt, our main protagonist, killing Swamp Thing. He stabs him in the head, and then kills an innocent deer because Geralt don't give a shit. He then rides into the town of Blaviken, dressed as a Sith Lord, and goes to a bar that still supports segregation. Geralt is denied service because he's too hot, and is harassed by bald Johnny Dogs from Peaky Blinders. The villagers are scared of Geralt because he's a Witcher, a mutated human built to murder monsters. Nobody introduced them to the X-Men comic book series. The villagers threaten to kill Geralt because, well, they're overconfident, and are only saved because Renfri, their leader, has the hots for him. She yells at the racist barkeep to do his job, and she and Geralt day drink together because everyone in this world is an alcoholic. Renfri insults Geralt's clothes because she's jealous, and then orders a pitcher of beer because she has a problem. Geralt may look like a dominatrix, but you can't tell me Henry Cavill doesn't look good in leather pants. He is the only one who can pull them off, but I sure would like to try. The two flirt with each other hard, until they are rudely interrupted by an evil child. The evil girl leads Geralt away with a story about killing rats, and Renfri is forced to drink alone. The girl says she's not scared of Geralt, because she's a liar, but he doesn't believe it anyway. She then mansplains Geralt's job to him and tells him that she killed her own dog. She is currently at the top of my list for most evil characters in fantasy. The girl, Marilka, complains about her station in life, but doesn't realize that she is the actual spawn of Satan, so I don't care. Marilka leads Geralt to the evil sorcerer Stregobor, who surrounds himself with naked women because he's horny. Stregobor has committed identity theft to trick Geralt into coming here, and instead of calling the police, Geralt continues to look at the naked ladies. Stregobor tells Geralt he employs Marilka, and Geralt rightfully points out how weird that is. We then cut to the city of Sintra, where children are gambling. One of them thinks he sees a ghost before being kidnapped by knights. It turns out this little boy is the Princess Ciri, and she's been cross-dressing without a permit. Her grandmother is Queen Calanthe, who honors knights while her step-grandfather talks about sex. Ciri understandably thinks that's gross, and is mad she can't do whatever she wants. Queen Calanthe is angry that her horny husband won't stop talking about sex, and Ciri agrees with her. We then cut back to Stregobor, explaining to Geralt that all babies born under an eclipse should die, and Geralt brushes that off to continue looking at the naked ladies. Geralt makes the observation that all good predictions rhyme, and he is correct. Stregobor admits to attempted murder, and Geralt still doesn't do anything after finding out about all this guy's crimes. Stregobor asks Geralt to kill Renfri, and like a normal person, he says no. Geralt tells Stregobor all evil is the same, which is not true. Marilka will destroy us all, and then he finally leaves once he's bored of nudity. We cut back to Sintra, where a bunch of white people are trying their hardest to dance. We learn about how a kingdom named Nilfgaard wants to kill them all, and I'm stuck here wondering why they are celebrating that. Calanthe does not want Ciri to worry about her impending death, but horny granddaddy disagrees. The two spout some exposition, and Ciri hears it all because she's literally sitting right next to them. An ugly boy asks Ciri to dance, and she looks Thrilled. Her grandmother Wingman forces her, and she dances with the kid from Beauty and the Beast. A bit of nervous whispering reveals Nilfgaard is on their way, and they will all probably die. We cut to Geralt next to a stream, searching for marijuana, when he hears something in the woods. It's the hot chick from the bar, and she means business. Renfrey questions Geralt's allegiance, but doesn't know he is single and ready to mingle. Renfrey confides in Geralt about how terrible her life has been, and he continues to look disinterested. Renfrey threatens to kill an entire town full of people, and Geralt still does nothing. We find out this stuff with Geralt is happening way in the past. And so begins the strange timeline of Season 1 of The Witcher. Renfrey says she's not a monster, and Geralt continues to wish she was so he could kill her and end this conversation. Geralt tells Renfrey he doesn't want to be forced to choose between a clearly evil wizard and a potential terrorist, so he leaves because there are no naked ladies. We cut back to Sintra, where Queen Calanthe and Horny Granddaddy are fully armored and ready to die horribly. They are outnumbered, and we see a fairly graphic battle start to commence, only to cut to a complaining Ciri who is like so bored right now. The wizard, Mousak, threatens to lock her in a tower and jokes about killing her, but her terrible bodyguard does nothing. We then get to see more gory battle scenes, which is nice. Horny Granddaddy yells, "We are losing!" really loud, which, duh. Then he gets impaled in the eye with an arrow, ending his sexual perversions for good. Queen Calanthe screams, and nobody attacks her because of plot armor. The next thing we know, Queen Calanthe has been brought back to the castle, and is dying from nondescript tummy injury. The queen orders that everyone should drink poison so that the Nilfgaardians can't have any fun killing them. Ciri says goodbye to her grandmother and slowly leaves the scene for suspense, only to be brought back later. We see that Mousak is a master sorcerer with the power of gate blocking, really handy for this one situation. And Queen Calanthe sheds a tear because there is no way her insurance will ever cover any of this. We cut to Geralt talking to his horse, Roach, because he has no friends. He reminisces about killing a rapist, which, kudos. And Renfrey spies on him because she has no understanding of privacy. Renfrey asks Geralt who he is talking to, and he admits to being a sad loser. Geralt still doesn't want to choose a side, but Renfrey tells him that she will leave the town forever because the property values are going down. Then the two finally have sex, in a world filled with monster guts and without toilet paper. Before we see anything scandalous, we cut back to Sintra, where it is still going terribly. Nilfgaard is firing buttloads of arrows at Mousak's magic door. Once he finally fails at his one job, Nilfgaard enters the gate with literally no competent resistance. Queen Calanthe says some cryptic stuff about destiny, and then we get to see more murdering. She gives Ciri a few hide-and-seek lessons while delaying a lot of the time she could be using to escape. A few more cuts of murder, talking, murder, talking, murder, talking. Queen Calanthe then tells the knight Laszlo, stupid name, to take Ciri, but Ciri screeches really loud and freaks out the whole room. Queen Calanthe tells Ciri to find Geralt of Rivia, because, you know, the plot. And Ciri finally leaves her grandmother for the last time. Mousak promises to bring Ciri to Geralt, which, spoiler alert, he fails almost immediately. We see Nilfgaard continue to kill civilians because the definition of war crimes hasn't been invented yet, and then see Sintra soldiers start to kill their own civilians with vials of poison. How thoughtful of them. We then watch the parents of that ugly boy from earlier use that poison on their son, because he's never gotten the Mother's or Father's Day gifts. The strangest decision of the episode may have been made by Queen Calanthe, Because instead of just dying in her bed alone, she takes one final look at her city burning and citizens dying, and then casts herself down like 10 stories onto the ground below. Meanwhile, we see Sir Stupid Name and Mousesack try to help Siri escape, but they are found almost immediately. Mousesack sacrifices himself for no reason because of cliches, and Sir Stupid Name gets an arrow through the neck because he sucks at his job. Before we see anything happen to Siri, we cut to Geralt the morning after he gets his rocks off. But oh no, Renfrey isn't there? She must have gone to get breakfast, or murder villagers at the market. Geralt decides it's option B and is confronted by Bald Johnny Dogs again. Renfrey's band of warriors tells Geralt she's kidnapped Marilka, and I see no problem with that. Geralt unfortunately does, and we get to see the best fight scene in the entire show. Geralt says his iconic catchphrase, fuck, and blocks an arrow with his sword. After killing everybody, awesomely, all there is to do is kill Renfrey. Renfrey brings out Marilka, and instead of joining Renfrey in fighting the evil little girl, Geralt makes the wrong choice. He and Renfrey cross swords, which is a euphemism actually used in the show. The two fight, and Renfrey stabs Geralt in the belly, but ultimately he is able to disarm her and let her stab her own throat. We cut to an unconscious Ciri waking up and realizing she's being kidnapped. She expectedly screams, and the horse freaks out. The kidnapper, who should have invested in an ice cream truck, tries to grab her, but his memory is as bad as his eardrums now are. Ciri screams so loudly that an obelisk falls down in between them and creates a fissure in the ground. She runs away because of stranger danger. We do one final cut to Blaviken, where Stregobor emerges like a coward to see how many people he got killed. He tries to take Renfrey's body because he's a sick perv, and Geralt stops him because necrophilia is illegal. Stregobor reminds Geralt that everybody in the town hates him because they are really stupid. That or Stregobor has mind control powers. The townsfolk begin throwing rocks at him, which is a terrible idea if Geralt was doing an all-kill campaign. Geralt looks up at the Dark Lord Marilka, and she tells him to leave and never come back. His greatest regret from then on would be not striking her down right then and there. Before he leaves, Geralt does some grave robbing and steals the pin on Renfrey's chest. He attaches it to his sword, a constant reminder of that time he got laid. The final shot of the episode is of Ciri running through the woods, finally free from both boredom and her incompetent family. I thought this was a great first episode of the Witcher series when I saw it, and I'm still happy with it now. A lot of action, a lot of world building, and a lot of the jankiest timeline I've ever seen in a television series. I can't wait for Destiny to lead me to more strange takes on Destiny.